goals for fun in his first season in the A-League. 10, and he liked the look of the Reds last time out, scoring Macarthur FC's first ever hat-trick. And as mentioned, it was a wet night. It was a dirty night for the Reds in yellow, and Matt Derbyshire was in the right spot at the right time on a number of occasions. A real striker he is in terms of being in the right place at the right time. And he'll look to put the back two of Timoteo and Elsie under all kinds of pressure. Central defenders know they're in for a night of busyness when they've got this man as their opponent. A really good buy. Only Jamie McLaren ahead of him. The Golden Boot standing so far. Those two, the only two to get to double figures so far. Calvert left frustrated on Saturday night, thinking that a bit was left out there against Wanderers. Their home form, as mentioned at the top, has been superb this season. The Reds assisted by Ross Aloisi, who is certainly not going to be cold this evening by the looks of things. And we're about set. Juric and Mork ready to get us underway. And there's Ante Milicic, who would have been an interested observer. And that's all he is these days with the Matildas. Their two games didn't quite go to plan over the last couple of days. All he cares about here, though, is 3 points for his club to go second on the ladder. That's what's on the line tonight, second on the ladder. Whoever wins gets there. We're underway on a Wednesday night live on Fox Sports. And Peacock alongside Robbie Slater as Jordan Elsie starts things with a long ball looking for Craig Goodwin. Evening, Robert.
Yeah, good evening. And as you said, it's a massive 3 points on offer for both these sides to leap into second. They've really set themselves nicely in that top 6 at the moment, both on 26 points. So a lot to play for tonight and a lot to think of for Adelaide. I guess they won't forget that 4-0 drubbing out at Campbelltown against Macarthur, and Derbyshire getting that first hat-trick for this brand new club. So I'm sure that's in the back of their minds. And Adelaide, as you rightfully mentioned, very, very hard to beat here in Adelaide.
It's Tommy Orr back to Benyat, the Spaniard who's been ever present for Macarthur this season. And Cavallo, a good challenge there on Lachlan Rose to win back the ball for the Reds in grey with a smattering of red, and get down pitch side to Robbie Cornthwaite with an update on conditions. Cool night in Adelaide again, perfect for football, Robbie. As Halloran will just break in before Robbie joins us, nearly giving away the corner is Shushnia, and we'll get to Robbie in a moment. He's not quite ready for us, but back three again from Macarthur tonight. Robbie Slater, it didn't quite work against Brisbane the way that Ante Milicic wanted it to.
No, and we have seen that he has changed at times during a game if it doesn't work, and it could be the case tonight because they play with 2 wingers, Adelaide, which will occupy those wing backs, and only Juric plays through the middle, so it'll be interesting whether one of those centre halves push a little bit further into midfield.
Federici long to the birthday boy Derbyshire. To Orr. Find an option forward, so he elects to find Holman. Benyat has Juric for company straight away, and Milligan can't get that past Cavallo, who was well positioned. Coletti and Goodwin. Holman paying a little bit of attention there, and Goodwin's pass was errant and picked up by Jean Rowe. Halloran looking to turn the ball over. It's in dispute, this ball, early. A real comfortable possession for other side. Strain will look to go back and settle things, and that'll give us the opportunity to go down to Robbie Cornthwaite. Conditions, Robert?
Yeah, it's another cold night down here at Cooper's. We've had a bit of a cold weather pass through Adelaide over the last couple of days, similar to Saturday night. Adelaide will be obviously hoping for a better result, and Craig Goodwin is on the ball now. Better performance.
It's a wonderful ball, finding Halloran to nod it back to Mork. A little bit too much on the header. Falls to Strain. Halloran, quick thought, brings in Strain again, cuts it back. Mork, as he always does, arriving late in the box. Can't get the shot he wanted off to. That was a hefty challenge from one day on Holman.
Yeah, good little attack. First real attack of note down that right-hand side. Halloran free at the back post there. He was trying to head that back in to Moore arriving late into the penalty box, as he does that so well.
So this was what Macarthur liked to do, is just settle, get Benyat on the ball. Capped 4 times for Spain, Benyat. Proud Basque as well. Milligan. For all, can't find him because Strain was there, but it comes to Jean-Ro, who's looking to win a foul and does so. So they'll get about 5 forward here. Macarthur, Tall Timber, Ivanovic and Shushnia have come up. Aerial threat here with Derbyshire as well. Benyat's ball straight to Gauchi. I'm going to miss Joe tonight in the fluorescent highlighter yellow. Goodwin had his shirt tugged by Shushnia. Oh, he's found Mork, it is. With a wonderful outside of the boot ball.
Yeah, beautiful pass from Goodwin. Under pressure as well from Shushnia. Had a bit of a drag at his shirt.
So that's not a yellow because advantage was given. It's that new rule. Even though it did slow Goodwin down, advantage meant play on, which means you can't go back for that yellow. Benyat turns with a little option ahead, but goes back to Federici. We know he's brilliant with the ball at his feet. Rose and Benyat. A little more punch, Robbie, for Macarthur in terms of pace down this right-hand side, swapping the Roses. Liam, who's a noted midfielder, for Lachlan, who's a noted wide player.
Yeah. And it's all about the service out to those wing-backs, Tommy Orr and Lachlan Rose.
It's a decent-looking ball from Lachlan Rose. Almost got over the top of Elsie. There's Martis. Jean-Ro, Orr, blocked by Strain, corner Macarthur.
Well, just at the start of that attack, Rose with a superb ball from the right-hand side. Didn't try to beat his defender. We know he loves to be direct and attack his defenders, but that time just bent it around them. Around Cavallo.
Benyat with the corner. Bit of air underneath it. One day is the one to meet it. All the way back to Martis. Or it's a little too high for Benyat. One day who's added some real stability in the middle of the park for Adelaide. It's no coincidence that they've been in pretty good form since he and Goodwin before him, who joined the club. Exactly what this youthful-looking squad for Adelaide United needed, and they've got the mix right, and that's a lovely ball to find Goodwin down this left. Now it's his turn to win a corner.
And he's offside.
His turn to be offside.
Well, he shouldn't have been, because that ball's come from a long way.
So Adelaide United are wearing this one-off kit, and it's paying homage to the 2 spheres in Rundle Mall, which are lovingly known in Adelaide as the Mall's balls. So it's an anniversary for Rundle Mall, and I'm told, for the locals, especially of a certain generation, 30 plus, that back in the day before mobile phones, the Mall's balls was just the meeting spot in the middle of Adelaide for everyone. So there you go. A kit to celebrate one of the iconic landmarks of Adelaide. The Mall's balls. if they timed it to play this game against the Macarthur Bulls. Anyway, we play on with Timoteo. Pressured by Derbyshire, who runs around like he's a lot younger than 35 years of age. Robbie, so you get no peace at the back if Matt Derbyshire's in the vicinity.
No, and that's what Timoteo and Elsie have got tonight, a player that, particularly in that penalty box, when anything comes in there, he's one of those players like Jamie McLaren, just able to find space. But, you know, a lot of their goals look quite simple at times, but it's an art to be in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely loving life in Australia as well. His kids are just starting to play football in this part of the world too, so he's got them involved. The grassroots season about to start all around Australia if it hasn't already. Sign up if you can. Here's Ryan Strain going forward straight through the middle for Adelaide. Direct from the Reds on that occasion. A lot of numbers back there for Macarthur to snuff out that one, but he can go again through Cavallo. One day really makes a mistake on the ball one day. That's a nice ball from Mork to Juric. Down low, Federici.
First chance of the game. The pass one day was a good one. It was punched in. He was able to slip it through to Juric, who gets in on the wrong side of his defender, had a clear side of goals. Decent save. Didn't really get a hold of it as he would have liked, Juric.
We won Tommy Juric down to Robbie Cornthwaite. You were there on Saturday night, obviously, Robbie, as we have another look at this chance for Adelaide. Perhaps he was a little bit offside, but the flag stayed down. Tommy looked like he was gone for another couple of weeks when he came off at half-time on Saturday night. The last couple of days, the miracle cures down there in Adelaide.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. He certainly looked a little bit sore. He missed with that calf for a good 6 weeks, and they kept saying that there's not really an injury. They're just waiting for him to get his body right. And Carl Viet told me that once he came back, he'd expected him to be back for the the remainder of the season. So when he came off at half-time, alarm bells were ringing. Carl said yesterday in his press conference that Tommy's his #1 striker. When he's fit, he's going to start. That run that he just made there, I don't think we've seen him make that sort of run all season. So good signs for him early, and obviously he's not feeling the effects too much.
Happily, from Adelaide's perspective, with no Cassini Yangi tonight, as Macarthur look to play in Derbyshire. He's isolated at the moment. They're getting a lot of numbers, having to get a lot of numbers behind the ball, Robbie.
Oh, it's because they're all, very deep at the moment, so it's difficult for Holman and Jean Rode to get close to Derbyshire, and that, you need that midfield with Benyard. He's the one that's the conductor in the middle there.
Rose. Walk with a typically robust challenge to win the ball back. Strain looks up, looks for Halloran and finds him. No one in the box yet for Adelaide. And Halloran's ball was maybe good enough to meet Juric, but it didn't get over that Macarthur defender. But they'll get another crack here, Adelaide, having a good spell inside the opening 12 minutes at Coopers. That's the challenge, would you say, for Macarthur, Robbie, how high the starting positions can be for Lachlan Rose and Tommy Orr. Otherwise, they're just defending with 5 all night.
The problem is if they're tracking back all the time, Goodwin and Halloran on the other side, it makes it difficult for them to get higher up the pitch.
Cavallo with Holman having a fistful of shirt. I'm not sure that Stephen Lucas could tell. In the end, they'll win a corner. That's not a good sign. He has worn that protective guard on his calf region for a while, Stephen Mork. So hopefully from Adelaide's perspective, it's just a knock he's picked up there, or on perhaps a cork that he can't get rid of. Not encouraging signs, you would say. Here's Goodwin's corner. It's a good one as well. Falls to Coletti, who's never scored in the A-League. And that might have been on target, if not for a little deflection, which took it out for a corner.
Yeah, you could see Federici moving. I think it was on target. His first touch wasn't the best. Took it behind him and swiveled onto it. And big deflection takes it for another corner.
Goodwin's corner again. This one is a little more floated, and it smashes into Jovanovic. No hand involved. I think it was all chest. Here's Goodwin's cross. Again, that's a ripper. An absolute beauty of a cross, and Jordan Elsey can't quite work out how he wasn't fouled as that ball came across.
Well, I think the referee was unsighted there. It did look that someone had come into the back of Elsey. Wicked ball in from Craig Goodwin. This is the first action. Gets that on the volley. It will come out second phase of the set piece. What about this for a cross? Absolutely superb.
Shushnar's the defender. It was like a comet, that ball from Goodwin, but it's like VAR are okay with it. I'm not going to call over Stephen Lucas, who was perhaps unsighted to who caused the contact or why the contact happened. Still waiting.
You've got to be careful, contact in the box. Elsey was in front of Shushnar.
There didn't look to be any quick motion, so it's the right decision, perhaps. Here's Goodwin. Another great ball. Juric! This one beats Federici. He looks over to see if he's onside. He is. And Adelaide, one up.
Well, it's just one after the other. Deliveries from Goodwin at the moment. What a ball in this is. Beyond Macarthur, they'll be disappointed that they take the corner short and they don't stay with their markers. You see as this ball comes back out to Goodwin. And Juric is just behind Jake Holman. I'm sure it's not Jake Holman picking up Tommy Juric. So they all get caught ball watching, a little bit flat-footed. Wicked ball. Look, there's another 3 Adelaide players just behind as well.
Not sure about his... Sorry, Robbie. I'm not sure about his left foot here, Tommy Juric.
Well, we'll have a look.
Adelaide in this little period of time where you're just praying that the referee says kick off and we'll all get on with life. Doesn't look like Macarthur have too many issues with it being an illegal goal.
Yeah, but as you know,
yeah,
it's very difficult.
And we've got the protractors out and everything VAR. Calibration, which takes place before the game, is coming into full effect. Juric thought about going there, but actually the right back's kept him on. All good. No problem whatsoever with that one. Didn't spot him on the vision. And it's confirmed. And get down to Robbie Cornthwaite. It's probably something that Adelaide deserve after the start, Robbie, as they go forward. We'll hold that thought right there because Goodwin's off again. And that's a wonderful ball all the way over to Halloran, who got pressured by Orr at the last minute. There's Macarthur, bodies flying everywhere in desperation to stop another raid. Goodwin looks up. He's got time, so much time to cross at the moment. Craig Goodwin. Coletti wins the ball back. Cavallo's ball smacks into Benyat's head. Another corner.
Yeah, good position. Cavallo should have taken him out of the equation. Benyat affects the block. Adelaide looking to push home the advantage.
Just what Benyat wanted. Rattling around, having to deal with another set piece here. Macarthur. Worrying start for the away side. Craig Goodwin, who wasn't at his best, must be said, against Wanderers. He certainly started this game brightly. Cavallo, he's got time to cross and pick one out. It's Holman at the back, heading away in one day. And it's a long way off.
Yeah, tries to take that with the outside of the boot. It's probably a little bit to the left of him and he slices it. But again, they take the short corner. And they know that you take the corner direct and they've got a lot of big bodies, Macarthur and Jovanovic, Sushnauer in particular, so they try to draw them out by taking it short and mix up those positions.
Just can't get the playing out from the back right there. Macarthur, pressure immediately. Coletti walks offside. It's a great save from Federici. again, the flag doesn't go straight. I'm telling you, one day someone is going to get very hurt because this flag goes up so late. That flag should have gone up straight away, whistle, stop everything. I think Ryan Strain's okay. It's a bit of a stinger to below the shin pad, but...
Oh, they got caught playing out again there, Macarthur, and this ball out here, it's cut on. It's good play from Strain. Bursts onto that, plays it in, a bit behind Halloran, and he's sort of got nowhere to go. They've got enough bodies, and that's clearly offside.
We saw Milligan. All he wanted to do was pass it to Jovanovic, and someone was blocking that lane, and then all of a sudden Mark Milligan didn't have anyone to go to. So perhaps the setup from goal kicks might be adjusted for the next one. Now we can get down to Robbie Cornthwaite. What are you noticing down there, Robbie?
Yeah, well, Tommy Juric with that goal took away a couple of my stats I was about to rattle off in the first part of the match. Adelaide, first 15 minutes for Adelaide's a bit of a power play. They lead the league, should I say, in the goal scored in the first 15 minutes, and that's only the second header they've scored all season as well. So really, really good start for them. In terms of Macarthur, obviously those wide areas, the likes of Rose and Orr, we know the last time these two sides met, Timotheo actually played that game as well because Jakobsen was out injured, and they were really vulnerable from crosses. Derbyshire with a hat-trick and a lot of free space in that 6-yard box.
Here's Halloran into the 18-yard box again. This one is stopped by Benyat. It's not entirely comfortable as Macarthur try to get out of their final third at the moment. Just on Benyat as well, his role for Macarthur, Robbie Cornthwaite.
Yeah, well, so far he's struggled to get into the game a little bit. He's on the ball now. That's that press that you guys have been speaking about. We know Macarthur like to build up slowly from the back, and Adelaide are really on the front foot. The funny thing is, before the game, when he asked what time kickoff was today, and they said 7:05, tell your family the game starts at 25 to 8 in Sydney, he couldn't wrap his head around the fact that it was only a half-an-hour time difference, and some of the Spanish boys thought they were on another planet. I think it's the only place in the world, Adelaide, where the time changes by only half an hour. So hopefully he's turned up on time.
Well, I bet you it's the first time he's played against a team with a landmark named the Mauls Balls on their kit as well. So a night of first for Benyat and the foreign contingent for Macarthur.
And you see there they're recovering the ball because they're so deep. They can't have any meaningful build-up at the moment. Adelaide are pressing, not allowing Macarthur to slow the game down the way they like to play it at their pace.
Again, One Day makes a smart decision with the ball. Cavallo, one-on-one with Lachlan Rose. Onto the left foot. He was always looking to get back on that left. Federici was alert. Ivanovic is pressured by Juric, who fouls him. How many times have we seen Robbie Macarthur? They're trying to play out, and the first option is stopped. Jovanovic looks like his night isn't going to last too much longer. Yeah, they look up and, okay, he's injured on that occasion, but the first option that they want to go to is not the available option. Then they've got to come up with something on the run.
Yeah, I think the way Adelaide are pressing, they need to go a bit longer and try and get out of their box and push up the field. They're playing into Adelaide's hands at the moment. Well, he gave the sign that he was done.
It's not a good look when the shin pad comes straight off. It's not one that's going to fill the physio or the coach with confidence.
I think it's his calf muscle.
You've got Anthony Golak on the bench, former Red, of course. There's James Meredith too.
He's gone.
So does this give Macarthur the opportunity to maybe go back to a back four and get some more options?
Well, it gives him the opportunity. Whether Ante Milicic will or not, we'll just have to wait and see.
Anthony Golak, we understand, is the man who is going to come on. Cavallo, Coletti is smashed in a tackle. It's a long whistle from Stephen Lucas. He's thinking about a card for Donny Martis. It's not getting the lecture as well. It's down to Robbie Cornthwaite. We saw Robbie. It took Western Sydney an hour before they changed their setup, their structure on Saturday night and paid immediate dividends, because what they were doing up until that point wasn't working. What do you reckon Macarthur do here? Do they bite the bullet and go to a back four, or stick with this 3 centre-back system for the moment?
Yeah, I think they're going to stay with the back three. I think it's a system that's worked really, really well for them over the last month. And the quirk of it is, at the moment, they've got 2 left footers in the back three, which is something you don't see too often. So Ante Milicic was sort of talking to Mark Milligan and saying, where do you want to play in the back three? Do you still want to play centrally, and or do you want to move out to this right-hand side? And I think he made the smart decision and moved out to the right, because you probably don't want a left footer playing on the right-hand side as well. So, yeah, a little bit different. You don't often see 2 left footers in the back three, do you?
No, you do not. Mark Milligan is played just about everywhere this season from midfield back. He's played any range of positions.
Well, he's done that his whole career, hasn't he? For the Socceroos for many years as well. Mr. Dependable.
He made his debut in season 1 of the A-League here in Adelaide, playing for Sydney FC in a 3-2 loss at Hindmarsh. That's one of the worst throws of the season from Ryan Strain. Halloran. Quick switch out to Cavallo, who's got room in front of him. Not that much room.
That's when Macarthur can go quick.
They have to here. Here's Holman. He's got his head up. Bit of space all of a sudden. And it's Denny Jonro sending it high into the Vidmar end.
Yeah, for once, a good field position there is probably the wrong option. And the young player, Jonro, had rose down this right-hand side in Derbyshire. They were 4-on-4 for a moment. Jonro elected to take the shot.
Hasn't really got into the game so far tonight, but he's certainly got into the season. Denny Jonro is one of the most consistent performers for Macarthur. How have you seen his campaign in an Olympic year, Robbie?
Yeah, very good. Very good. He's obviously getting well coached, and he's getting game time, which is key for all the young players.
100 days until the official start of the Olympics. Of course, the football tournaments start a couple of days beforehand, usually at a summer Olympiad. It's a wonderful ball out to Lachlan Rose. See if he can come up with another good cross. It is a good one, and it doesn't so much find Derbyshire, but it hits him. He's pleading for a bit of help from the ref, feeling that Jordan Elsey was trying to do the salsa with him.
Oh, it's a good ball in. Lachlan Rose gets the ball where he wants to. Again, doesn't take on his defender, just whips it around. Dangerous ball in. Macarthur enjoying a good little period for the first time here.
Moore getting the ball back, finding Goodwin. Urich is right over on the other side, and Goodwin couldn't get it past Mark Milligan. Certainly a different look tonight for Adelaide as opposed to the first meeting between these two back in February. Just one shot on target all night on a dirty night at Campbelltown. Tonight they've had the foot down from the start, the home side. They'll press home their advantage with another goal. One of the good, Tommy Urich's opener with a header. There's the difference between the two sides so far. And again, they find a channel inside the fullback and one of the centre-backs. Federici comes out to claim. Halloran has stayed down.
Yeah, the contact, I thought the tackle was perfectly timed. And needed to be strained with that passing behind.
Adelaide approaching the final third just look to have so much time on the ball at the moment. There's not a lot of pressure. They find that option, and then that option is able to stop and really assess what they need.
Well, both Strain and Cavallo getting a lot of the ball in a lot of space, because the two wing-backs are getting occupied by Halloran and Goodwin on the left.
Here's Benyat creeping into this final third now. Macarthur, Jonro out to Orr. Chips one that finds Elsey. He clears.
I think if that ball's going across towards Strain, and as soon as he picks it up in space, you expect, particularly with a left-sided centre half, to call Tommy Orr on, to push on to Strain, and then he can slide across and take Halloran.
quite get that transition moment right, and Derbyshire has a pop and had Gauchi interested, but it was always high.
Yeah, just rising, but he doesn't need an invitation, Derbyshire, does he? His first sniff there. Just moves this ball outside of the right foot, turns on it, strikes it. It's a lot of power, but can't keep it down.
Again loose, Adelaide trying to play out. Holman pounces. Derbyshire thinking about another go straight away. Instead he goes out to Rose, and he's asking a lot of Lachlan Rose, who does well to get there first ahead of Cavallo. He tries the reverse flick to get past his man. Not a bad idea, but in the end it's a goal kick for Adelaide. Lachlan Rose, who was cut from a few sides as a kid. 15-year-old, got told he wasn't the right fit for his club, so he moved around, bounced around. Of course, one of the real success stories of the A-League, going from a lower division in the NPL, not even NPL 1, straight into the A-League system, and showed he's belonged all season so far. Here's Stephen Moore. Coletti out to Goodwin, again time. Back on his right this time, finding Halloran at the back stick and couldn't quite get the knockback right for Tommy Urich, who slipped at the worst possible time. Goodwin, another go perhaps. What a big chance for Adelaide that was. One day and Strain side to side from the Reds. Mork attacking it and attacking his man Milligan, and gives away a foul.
Yeah, it comes in from behind, but what a chance. And there's two ways to look at this. There's Goodman, absolutely superb ball. Is it a bad knockback, or is Tommy Urich on his heels? He could have been a little bit further forward there, Tommy Urich, and he would have had a tap in. Of course, he'd say that Halloran could have played it a little bit further behind. What a ball from Goodman. And when Goodwin, when he's in this kind of touch, it's always good news for Adelaide.
Absolutely. It's Robbie Cornthwaite, a bit different to Saturday night. You made mention of the fact that Goodwin wasn't quite at his top, but again, like Tommy Urich and his physical status, I think it was upstairs with Craig. Whatever he's thought about in the last couple of days, it's worked.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd had his best games in a red shirt in any of his times here at Adelaide United. He was really, really quiet. The ball was rolling under his foot, and he was giving the ball away on a lot of occasions. Those performances have been few and far between, and tonight he's really looked on song early. His crossing, we saw their left and right foot being able to deliver into dangerous areas. And when Macarthur get forward...
Well, here's Urich getting forward. He's got Federici off his line, but he can't find the chip he needed.
Yeah, that's a really poor finish, and he knows it. In behind, one-on-one, you see what he's trying to do. He's trying to flick it over the goalkeeper's head, but got it terribly wrong.
I was just going to say, when Macarthur get forward, we know Adelaide like to play in transition, and the wing-backs in Orr and Rose getting forward. When Adelaide win the ball back quickly and play forward, you got Halloran and Goodwin running at the back three, and I mean, that's just playing into Adelaide's hands.
Yeah, they got caught square on that occasion. Milligan into Martis, and Benya back to Martis. And it's this time direct from Macarthur. That's good to Derbyshire, who thought about the left foot shot, elected to go the turn on his central defender, and it comes to nothing. Macarthur FC. Here's Holman. Glides with the ball. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. Derbyshire picks his spot and equalises for Macarthur. He's 11th for the season, Matt Derbyshire. Happy birthday.
Well, that's a super transition from Macarthur, as Adelaide really fluffed their lines on a chance for them, and it was Tommy Urich's touch that lets them off the hook. Milligan gets in that tackle because of the touch. What about Holman? Have a go at this for a young player. The vision and the execution of the pass, absolutely top draw. And note that run. Was it Genre who made the run to drag defenders away?
Yep.
That was a superb run as well, but Holman was aware of that. Picks out Derbyshire, one touch and a super finish from Derbyshire on their first chance. they equalise.
Jake Holman's second assist of the season, and Matt Derbyshire closes the gap in the Golden Boot standings to 3. Now to 11. Jamie McLaren 14. More importantly, on the evening, hauls Macarthur back into the contest, of which has been not totally dominated by Adelaide, but the home side's certainly been the better side.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and the chances they've had, they should have been. Wouldn't say the match should be over, but they should at least have another one.
It's 8 shots to 3. Balls into the area, 15 to 8. That tells the story in terms of the pattern of this match. But for the 8th billionth time in a game of football, if you don't take your chances, you find out that you leave the door open. Back door, front door, whatever you want to call it. Here's Mork and Halloran. Forward runs from Adelaide again. Golek's there to meet it. Coletti, he can find Urich. Can't quite, he can boot onto it. Another chance for Big Tommy. Strain tried to bring that down with his chin. Didn't quite work.
Well, it hit his chin. I think he was trying to bring it down with his chest.
Big diagonal ball to Rose, and if there was a player in the box there, it could have been interesting. Gauchi was sprawling to try and control it. Strain with his feet this time. One day. And a hush comes over Cooper Stadium after this bright start from the Reds. And cancelled out Matt Derbyshire. Here's Goodwin. Thinking about a foot race with Rose and winning the battle as well. Drags it back, but Benya is in the right spot. Holman has to be clever there. Rose belts it forward and finds Jonro, who was thinking that Derbyshire was going to make a run that he didn't. Winner goes second. This one at Cooper Stadium, Adelaide United and Macarthur FC. Robbie Cornthwaite, how did you see that equaliser, Robbie?
Yeah, obviously Tommy Urich with a heavy touch. Maybe just showing in this first half his lack of football over recent months. He's had 2 or 3 really good opportunities that he wasn't able to take. And then in a really good moment where Adelaide were looking to spring forward, he just took a heavy touch, and ultimately it's cost Adelaide the lead. So he'll be looking to tidy things up. You know, I'm not sure on his match fitness. I'm sure at some stage we'll see El Hassan Toure in the second half. I think Adelaide just got to go back to doing what they were, and Macarthur would be really pleased to be back in this contest.
Is Halloran and Strain. Day, Mork. Strain was looking for the ball in between the centre back and the wing back. Turn out now, Mork. One day. Timothy doesn't mind a big switch of play. This one turns over, and he's a little out of position, George, so having to get back quickly because Macarthur are on the break. Holman looking for another beautiful ball through to Derbyshire. It wasn't far off that one. Cavallo was good to block it out. Here's Goodwin the other way. Straight away. Rose gets something on it. Goodwin just passed it straight to Denny Genre, who wasn't expecting that. One day. Mork and Halloran. Strain. Thinking about Halloran again, and Federici thought about diving for it. A lot of people thought about a lot of things right there. In the end, it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he's actually trying to chip the keeper or across. Probably across. Macarthur camped inside their penalty box, and Adelaide with good possession inside the penalty box.
Golek taking a few risks there. Federici taking no risks, just puts his foot through it. Asking Denny Genre to deal with it. Handball on Coletti. Joe Coletti got cut from Brisbane Roar a few seasons ago, decided to go and play second division football in Norway. Sounds like the adventure. Cavallo getting past Rose, and that allows Goodwin to get into a bit of space here. Looks up, no one in the box. As if there was, it was just a pass across the 6-yard box and trouble for Macarthur. Elsie out the other way. Strain. Halloran just tries to burn straight past Tommy Orr. Goes to ground. Halloran not appealing for anything. Benyat is saying it was a dive. Either that or a Dorothy the Dinosaur impersonation.
Well, he tries to just accelerate past Tommy Orr. Just coming together, more clumsy coming together than anything else. Certainly no penalty.
Craig Goodwin with Adelaide's 6th corner of the evening. Looks to go short to Strain. Come back to Halloran. Goodwin. Just stayed on side. Federici took no chances. Tried to punch the air out of the ball there. Adam, back it comes. Strain. Goodwin stays on this right side. It's the right foot crossover and it meets the palms of Federici. Again, they do everything they can, Macarthur, to play out across the ground. Benyat has had Morg for company for the majority of the evening so far. Donny Martis is fouled. Young man from the west of Sydney. Overseas and trial with a number of clubs, including Manchester City and Tottenham. Ended up at Michelin in Denmark. A bit of a lull before half-time. Adelaide's bright start stopped in its tracks. A beautifully worked goal from Macarthur. Wonder. Urich, chance here. That touch though, unfortunately, from Craig Goodwin, who's stayed on the right-hand side. Looks like it's a permanent switch between he and Halloran to see out this first half. With Benyat. Chance here down this right-hand side, Macarthur. Rose, though, ignores Holman.
And he shouldn't have. He should have given that ball to Holman. Went for the impossible one.
Milicic on the sideline, patrolling with his trusty black book. Matteo had a few options, one of which, maybe the best one of which, sorry, wasn't that one. A few frustrated cries as soon as he did it. One of the more simple way of trying to play out there, Adelaide. You feel they've been knocked around a little, Robbie, by the equalizer?
Yeah, definitely. They've found that same rhythm. So they had, you remember, 2 really good chances they made before that equaliser.
Cavallo just barged into Rose, but play on. Martis can go on, and Halloran gives away a foul and goes into the book. Caught out there, Ben Halloran.
Yeah, Martis did well. He's got his body between the ball and the defender, and he touched, and that's the result. In a good position here for Macarthur.
He's not one of the 4 players out there that are on their last warning before a suspension. Ben Halloran hasn't accrued the number of yellows that Joe Coletti, Denny Johnrow, Shushnar and Derbyshire have got themselves. That's 4, so 1 each for either of those 4 or more will result in a 1-game suspension. 2 minutes left, first half. Coopers Stadium 1-1, and Benyat over this free kick. If they can profit from this, Macarthur, it would be considered an unlikely lead given the balance of play so far. Benyat's ball, it's a good one. Oh, it was a dangerous one. It was better than a good one. It was outstanding. Surely that's a corner. It came off Halloran.
Oh, it's definitely a corner. A great ball, as you said, from Benyat deep the edge of that 6-yard box. I think it was Golick coming around the back. Super ball in.
Shushniar at that back stick.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was Golick. It was Shushniar coming at the back. He saw the look on his face. He knew he was in there if that last gasp leg didn't knock it out.
Benyat's ball. Gauchi is flying through the air. Doesn't claim it. Looked good. The dive at least. Notice it's adjudged to have come off his foot, not hand, but the crowd thought it did come off, and they can have another crack here. Benyat's ball is not high enough, and Elsie gets in the way. They've got the luxury of bringing off on Markel Shusayeta. Macarthur, his return, has been in dynamic form before missing that last one against Brisbane. Benyat's good mate. Great combo between those two. Shusayeta, it's that good a football. He'd have a great combo with a telegraph pole at the moment. The kind of form he's in. It's an offside call.
Yeah, Derbyshire was coming back from an offside position, and Macarthur have certainly taken the sting out of Adelaide in the last 5 minutes or so.
Cavallo, positive, wants to go forward. Been a good addition for Adelaide United. Good mid-season pickup from Western United. Josh Cavallo. Put it straight in. Lovely ball from Goodwin to find Strain. So into time added on. There's 2 extra to be played here at Coopers. Mork. This is good ball movement from the home side. Mork just runs straight into the box after doing his bit. Back to Halloran. Mork chips it over. I'm not sure if it was intended to Ryan Strain, but it made it his. And away comes Tommy Orr. There's a ball in dispute there, and Strain, I think it's Genre, ended up hurting each other.
Yeah, this ball becomes loose there, and I think they're both sort of trying to pull out right at the end.
Strain just didn't try to play the ball, he just tried to play block, and unfortunately for him, Danny Genre played the ball, put his foot through it, and then put his foot through Ryan Strain's shin. Derbyshire's header only finds Coletti. And one last thrust forward for Adelaide, perhaps. No, Cavallo elects to turn. Timothy all the way over to Elsie. Want to hurry here. Halloran looking to get beyond Orr, and does so. So big chance here. Again, Tommy Urich isn't quite on that last line. It was asking a lot, the ball from Halloran, though. Cavallo. Goodwin. Want to hurry. He's thinking about blowing. Instead, Cavallo is onside. Leaping into the air was Anthony Golick. And no, Lucas, I thought he was going to blow for half-time again. This time he does. That's the end of that. So a big chance on the cusp of half-time for Adelaide United to reclaim the lead. They can't quite do it. It was an opener from Tommy Urich, which was the highlight of a period of dominance from the home side in the opening half an hour at least. His 6th goal of the season, Tommy Urich. Hopefully we'll see him after the break. He can last more than half like he did on Saturday, but that was cancelled out by the 11th goal of the season for Matt Derbyshire on his 35th birthday. So we go into the sheds at half-time at Coopers Stadium. Adelaide United 1, Macarthur FC 1. They can be well satisfied with that, the away side in particular. A reminder that the winner of this one goes second on the ladder ahead of another big weekend of football, as both sides trudge towards the rooms. We're just getting set up for our half-time interview with Robbie Cornthwaite, who's standing by.
Yeah, Denny John Rowe joins us now. Denny, Adelaide put you under a bit of pressure in that half, but you guys did well to get yourself back into the contest.
Yeah, it's always tough coming to Cooper Stadium. Good atmosphere, good fans. So, yeah, tough first half for us, but yeah, important that we come in at 1-1.
You've been a key figure this season. How do you get yourself more into the game in the second half?
We just have to keep the ball more, I think, be more confident on it. And, yeah, once we get into that front third, be more patient, and, yeah, hopefully we'll get a strong second half.
Good luck in the second half, mate. Well, there you have it, 1-1 at the moment here at Cooper Stadium. Adelaide started the brighter, but Macarthur Bulls doing extremely well to get themselves back into the contest. Stick around, we'll be back right after this.
It does not get bigger than this. Fire alarms, smoke alarms, they're all going off. The Panthers!
They are the most deadly side that we've got in the competition.
There have been so many memorable clashes between these two sides. Oh, we're going down to the wire here.
It's on here. Get out of town. There's the individual brilliance. And Fox League will be the place to watch it.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
I've always wanted to do that.
I've always wanted to do that.
We'll have one of everything.
I always wanted to do this.
I always wanted to do that. Next round on me.
A shout out to our Steel Blue legends. You dig deep every day to put the roofs over our heads. You've got our backs and we've got your feet. Steel Blue boots, built for comfort, made for work.
Bob Jane T-Marts, big deals for safer holiday driving. Buy 3, get 1 free on selected Bridgestone and Yokohama, plus J-Track's SUV and 4x4 tyres. Up to $100 instant cashback on a huge range of performance, passenger and SUV tyres. Australia's largest range of tyres from just $59. Best tyre price guarantee, plus alloy wheels from only $119. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
Cracker chips, oven roasted by Arnott's for a mouth-watering snack. Arnott's cracker chips, oven roasted, delicious flavour.
It's bloody good having fast flowing internet. But if you don't have it, you can get it by switching to Aussie Broadband. Yep, you don't need to put up with it.